Hello and welcome back to the world of Arklands. When we last left our heroes...
He said all right. Oh. So I'm going to the right. Shut up.
Take your 3.
No! Okay.
When we last left our heroes, final preparations are underway. And there was an attempt to persuade a member of Mavris's posse.
Entourage.
Mm-hmm.
Bitches.
Which ended in
That's me, sorry.
a resounding success,
Only one of them is.
followed by a resounding failure.
Sorry. Way to go.
Hey! You wouldn't want to ask for it.
Risk got to shoot Frosty the Snowman.
I know it, but I'm blaming you anyway.
That's fine.
With the location now set and 13 days to prepare, as we return for tonight's episode of The Outsiders. And welcome back. So, tonight, I'm going to give you guys essentially the full session to prepare. You have the location. You have your allies.
Can you pull up...
This is a time for strategizing, for setting traps if you want to, for contingencies, for whatever you wish to do.
Can you finish your sentence, Ryan? Can I pull up a what?
other character sheets on your device there. Same with you. I'm going to need both of you to pull up some specific characters.
Oh, okay. Well, are they in this campaign? Because otherwise, unless you're sending me the links.
Player characters, right? The Camerites specifically.
The Camerites, I can send those to you.
Okay.
Jeez.
Well, I always play Samir, so I'll pull him up.
Yep.
I always play the guy whose name starts with an A.
Can you message me in Discord?
Or
again,
you play on
Vane.
Vane. He
He's
plays
Alia.
on Vane.
What was your question?
who we have? Who the allies that have?
I'll give you the list, and you can write it down.
No.
You have the camera.
Hang on.
Okay.
I would joke. Why am I dead?
That's a good question. Can you
Camerites.
please not be?
You have the Camerites.
Yep.
You have Agatha and Isolde.
Agatha and Isolde. Can't spell that. Don't care.
You have Sianda.
Ah, yes. Sianda.
Good luck spelling that one.
My man.
Siynda.
Sayanda, got it.
Yeah.
No, not standard. Freaking autocorrect.
You have Keen
Hey, Keen.
and Zara. Ooh. Speaking of which, have you talked to Stacey?
Yeah, she would be very much down.
Oh, all right.
Just depending on when.
Yeah, possibly next week.
Okay.
Can we please do that
Speaking-
on set?
Next week, obviously we
Might
are
not be a
meeting
bad idea.
Tuesday, so
So
it may
that
be
might be
better to do it on the weekend.
Yes.
I'd be down for that.
Okay.
All right,
This weekend or next weekend?
Next week.
next weekend.
Okay.
Hashem
Blushy.
Question.
and his
We
boyfriend.
cannot let him die.
Makoto won't let him.
I know she won't.
The Rangers.
Yes.
We can let them die.
I
I will be the
expect
first to
all of them to die. I expect the very first person to die.
No. Hadass is gonna live. If we learned anything, that man is protected by the gods.
He is as immortal as you.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Gritson.
Love Gritson.
Who's Gritson?
My
That was
mentor.
your...
Chris's mentor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Einar's boys.
Ah, yes, they can't die. We can't let them die. If they die, we bring them back.
Greg, Craig, and Kevin.
Yep.
Granted, they die before Abdul does.
The freaking boys music is playing in my head right now because of those idiots. I hate it.
And, of course, your crew of the Renegade.
The Renegade.
I mean, the boys are part of the Renegade.
They
so.
are. But,
Well, I'm separating them.
Okay, that's fair.
yeah. And that is your list.
Good night.
So how many is that?
1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, I think. 23.
There's 6 crew.
Yep. 23 total. I counted them all. Don't remember their names, but I counted them all. I'm a terrible boss.
We've got Reagan. We've got Kaya. We have Greg, Craig, and Kevin. We have
Turtle.
Why can't I remember his name?
I can't remember his name either.
Kareem, was it?
Kareem. It was Kareem.
We've got Abdul.
Abdul.
And then we have...
What's that, Daphne?
Daphne, that's the one I was thinking of.
And we have one more.
Oh, that's right. We've got the R.A.
Kailani.
Kailani. Okay.
The other K name.
Yep. All right, I am sending... I have not leveled up the Camerites yet.
Okay.
They are currently level 15, but their character sheets I put on the Discord.
Oh, I wish it would tell us which one is which. I guess
Sure, I'm going to roll a percentile
open them
die.
and figure it out.
All right. It is Samir, Avain, and Alia.
Oh, cool. So I picked the right one. Sweet.
I would love numbers, but I know that's not super kosher with regards to the role playing. I want to know what his health is.
What the health of
Of
Mavericks.
Hey,
Yes.
I picked the right one too.
Look at that.
Pick the third one.
Okay.
How resilient is he?
How are you researching this?
How resilient are scumbags?
This guy, very understanding an ancient dragon's normal hit points, for lack of a better term, and the fact that he is far more powerful than your average ancient dragon. I'm going to assume that the crystal is going to give him a slight or major power up, and basically up his health, is alongside it.
Potentially.
Okay, so I'm doing this is a guess, a flat 20 to 30% increase to his base health is what I would think it would do. I think that would be
Gentlemen,
fair. What?
Samir stays close to all of us because
He's
I
a
want
paladin,
those
isn't he?
saves.
Oh.
He's
Yes,
a paladin. Oh, we have a paladin.
We have a paladin.
Okay, so what
He's only got a +3, but
Okay.
we'll take it.
So we need to.
I think that will
Okay.
increase with his...
That will.
Yeah.
So we'll figure this out. I want.
Well, it's based on his charisma.
So I want an assault team. I want a backline, and then I want a team dedicated specifically to healing.
Rest here's those
You know
words.
what we should get you? I should get you a whiteboard.
That would be lovely.
Do we have one of those?
We
think
do.
we
It's
do.
currently covered in a bunch of quotes.
We've got a smaller one.
Riss will, hearing all those words, turn to Makoto and go, I need you to teleport me somewhere.
Okay.
I would like to visit Searsport. See if Arya can offer anything to help me regain what I kind of took away.
Okay.
Yes, go do that.
Do you have
Does
a way
the
of coming
teleport
back
spell?
or contacting us?
She's coming.
I can-
I hadn't told her
oh,
that
I
yet.
can go
There
with
you go.
him. And...
You made it sound like you were going alone.
No.
Do you guys have
hadn't told her that
a
part yet.
teleportation circle in Searsport that
Yes.
you know of?
I made one. We have a house there that we bought years ago.
In Searsport?
Yep.
I think he's right. Yeah,
And I made a teleportation circle.
Well,
it
it takes
wasn't.
a year to make a teleportation circle.
We do have a house. I do know that. Isn't there one in Searsport? Because
There's
we
one
teleported
in-
to there anyway.
There's
There's
one
a public
in
one.
the.
There might be one in the...
There's in
The
the
Arcanist
like the
might have
statue.
one. Thank you.
I think.
I was happy I thought it
No,
was.
there
Yeah,
because
it's-
we didn't walk to Searsport. We teleported. The first time we ever got there.
No,
It
no,
was by
you-
boat. But we did teleport back there. Hey, look, Marker's here.
Yep.
All right, so in that case, yeah,
Okay.
you're able to go without any issue.
Perfect.
So that's Mavericks.
What did he write?
The bitch.
Technically, he wrote the with an asterisk for the I.
PG.
Bitch is PG.
You're talking about a female dog. That does not look like a white erase.
Don't gift that.
Double check. Make sure that's wet erase. Or dry erase, rather.
Dry erase.
I'm putting that one away.
Yep, dry erase paint marker.
Why are you guys huffing?
I'm not!
Woo!
See?
That's strong.
We're not using this one.
Wait, how strong is it? Can I smell
I'm
it?
not
No.
giving it to you. I don't trust you.
You don't get to willingly choose
Because
to
I
smell
don't.
it.
My nose doesn't work.
That's a good point.
Oh.
I'm curious. I'm curious to see.
Kids, don't try this at home.
Yeah, I'm a professional.
Unless you're by yourselves. Don't do that.
You earned this.
I did. I earned 2 of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't smell it.
Stop!
It's not very.
Take.
It's
doesn't
not
matter.
very strong for
You
me.
It
deserve
doesn't matter.
more.
The fumes are still going in.
That's true.
Stop!
You take your 1. You deserve more, but you take your 1.
I've had worse. I got stuck in a truck with a spilled gas can once. That sucked.
Suddenly,
No, it's
a
spilled.
lot about you has become more clear.
All right.
Hey, you knew me before.
Okay.
Yes, that's true.
That happened.
So, the Camerites, whose names I don't remember, because I'm terrible with
Greg,
names.
Kevin, some.
No, those are his names.
That's
Oh
the
yeah,
other thing.
Greg,
It's
Alia.
Samir, Alia, and Avain.
Samir, Alia, and Abing.
Honestly, if we want a core, I mean, you could do it your way. You have assault. What else did you mention?
We have assault, then we have a back line, which does ranged, and then we have a healing group. A group of people specifically dedicated to healing, and I want them in 2 teams. That way, if Mavericks happens to do an AoE attack, we have one group off over here, we have another group off over here.
Well, we can do that. We can also, because there's 2 methods of tagging it. Exactly like that, where you have your dedicated groups, or you have multiple smaller groups with 1 of each role in it. So, you have
fire teams.
Fire teams.
That's what Ray would do.
The question is, would we be fighting just Mavericks, or will we have found additional help to...
I think he's too proud to not fight us on his own.
What
Well,
about
I'm
the other
sure
3?
he would at least have
What are the 4?
Stalwart and...
I do think those 4 would exist. I don't
Those
know if
4 are
you're
for
aware.
insurance.
Yes. Which means we could have 1 stealth team that you lead.
This I'm okay with. Alright, Makoto, let's go. I'll be back.
She will teleport you. And since there's a teleportation circle, there is no roll required.
Sweet.
All right.
Thank the Lord.
For the, we'll call it the assassination team.
We'll go over this first and then do that. Yeah.
As far as the assassination team goes, you're leading it. So
good.
we have 23 people in total. Okay. So 23. If we have 4-man fire teams, that means we can have 5 teams. One of them has 5 people. Our group will have 5 people because Makoto's staying with me.
That's fair.
I should probably do this in
Who
character.
do you want as the 5th then?
That's a good question.
Vriss has not left yet because you will also participate in this.
Yeah,
Well-
you're here.
We'll wait until after.
Okay.
You
so
said 5 teams?
5 teams in total. Yes.
Alright.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, first things first, identifying the healers.
Well, me, Kaya. Who else do we have?
Samir, I would imagine.
He can, but he's a versatile role. He could be either healing and support, or he could be up front in the fray.
What's Gritson's class?
Ranger.
Yep.
He's with you.
We've got a lot of rangers.
Okay.
You do.
Oh, backstory.
We have a lot of rangers. Okay, that's a problem.
Listen,
Maybe having a backline wouldn't be a bad idea.
well then, if that's the case,
one of the teams will function as a backline.
okay, so you have backline, stealth, 3 fire teams.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Well,
We'll have one, depending on the amount of the types of classes, we can have either frontal attack, or we can have ranged attacks. Primarily. We'll break it up. Well, we're not breaking up your boys, obviously.
Oh, I would argue we may have to.
Well, I think we should as well, but would they?
Contribute.
Exactly.
So hold on, we have 4.
One of the boys is a paladin.
Oh, yes.
Level 5, but
Level 5 paladin, level 5 fighter, level 5 druid.
Ooh, that's really good. Okay,
I mean,
we got one up close, we got one versatile, and then we got one support.
Then we're splitting them up, especially since they're level 5.
Yeah.
So, we have Einar, Kaya.
I mean, would we keep the Camarites together and add another onto them?
I do not think we would keep the Camarites together. We would split them up as well.
What were they? They were. We've got a paladin.
We've got a wizard, a paladin, and
blood
was he
hunter?
a blood hunter? Yeah. Okay. So they're very versatile as well.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. You almost put Kyle on them for healing, and then they're on fire team.
Actually, so Avane, Alia, Samir. What were their names again? Your boys?
Greg, Craig, and Kevin.
Greg, Craig, and Kevin.
It's probably important. I don't remember which ones are which, Trey. Which one is the paladin? Did we determine that?
We have not, and I have not
Alright,
done
wait,
that.
wait,
Listen,
wait,
in
it's fine,
order.
it's
In
fine.
order. Fighter is alphabetical, so you want to just do that, or do you want to do Greg Paladin, Craig Fighter, Kevin Druid, because that's how you remember them.
Alphabetical's probably better.
It's
so-
definitely Craig, Greg, and Kevin.
Craig is a fighter. Greg is the paladin.
No, Greg is the druid.
Druid. Okay, and then Kevin is the paladin.
Yeah.
So we've got
Two
fighter.
paladins together.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Yep.
Yeah, we want to
So-
avoid that.
There we go.
I
So
feel
we've
like
got,
I actually have to write down that.
So we've got the
I'm
fighter.
writing it
Oh,
down.
thank you.
We've got the fighter, the druid, and the paladin. Actually, that's pretty good. We have the fighter with a blood hunter. This is going to be your team.
Understood.
So we've got Riss.
I mean, there's nothing saying you can't have stealth to begin, and then we all disperse to different teams. Because
Everyone's going to have their own predetermined team. And
Okay.
then
no changing.
Whatever
Gotcha,
team
correct.
I have, I think should be up close and personal.
agreed. So that means Hashen's going to be with you.
All right.
H&M.
Ranger.
So we've got the Camarites, Agatha and Isolde. They're kind of, since they're technically mobs, they're a little bit harder to determine.
You would probably want to put them with squishier people.
You want to go with Isolde?
I will say, you know, Isolde has been restored.
Dang.
Totally.
Straight.
You have on your team I believe, young
I think that was what we decided to do.
young
copper?
bronze dragon.
Bronze.
She's with you.
Can you make that like a capital I?
Thank you. I was about to ask. That. Looks like
I'm just saying. It looked like an L. Like a lowercase L, and you know, I gotta be
Agatha-
able to tell this apart because I don't know what's
she's-
going on.
Is Agatha like obviously spellcaster, but is she more artificer or more wizard? That was a witch.
Agatha.
Hag.
Hag. yeah.
Okay. So offensive spell capability.
The ones we faced had some good offensive ones. I would almost say you put them with the half caster and the fighter. Yep.
I want another. I'm thinking here. Hang on.
I would say
Camarites, the boys.
now because we're not doing fire teams. We're doing kind of assigned roles, slightly balanced.
No, we're doing fire
We're
teams.
doing fire teams. Okay.
Fire teams, and everyone's going to have a
Then-
specific role within the fire team.
Then I would say you and Makoto
She
probably.
is specifically a dusk hag.
A dusk hag.
Interesting.
Alright, I'll look it
Dusky.
up.
I would say honestly, you and Makoto probably would fit well with Einar and the Ranger. And then
Are you sure
Put-
you want to be up front?
No,
You're more...
that's
You will be probably towards the back with the range. It'd be good to have somebody with high AC in case if he has somebody come up and sneak up behind, you can take the hits for that team while still dealing damage from the rear.
that is a good idea.
put what's the race name? But anyway, put oh my gosh,
Oh,
the
you also
bosun.
have, what's her face?
Yeah, Zara.
No.
Oh, someone else. Oh yeah, your rogue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Miraval.
Miraval.
Miraval. Up front, next to Einar. Mm-hmm. Or with me, I guess that's true too.
She won't leave. She wouldn't leave his side.
Yeah, and that's damage on that team.
Yes, if I'm going damage, she'll be right by me.
We need to give you a good healer. Kaya's going with you.
You might want to move her from your team then.
Kaya's going with her with
I am a
Einar.
healer. Am I not a good healer?
She's to heal you.
Yeah, I can heal me.
You're also there to heal her.
Okay,
Put our bosun. I
that's fair.
cannot remember his name, and he'll probably hit me for it. Kareem. Put Kareem on your team.
Okay.
What
No,
class was Kareem?
he's a barbarian, dude. He's an up close and personal guy.
He'd be
Kinda
up
guy.
with me.
Oh, see, I was okay.
If I'm leading the frontal assault.
This is very much risk, by the way.
Oh.
I was thinking we were doing balanced fire teams, but you're saying fire teams with specific rules. So
Correct.
your spell casting, I would put Zara on your team.
Okay.
She is definitely more support. She can certainly support you and Makoto well enough.
Okay. In that case, we have our backline support. I want one more backline heavy hitter.
Backline heavy hitter?
Yeah. Someone who's got good range. What class was Daphne?
Sorcerer.
Bingo.
There you go. And isn't Reagan a warlock?
She is.
Yep.
Which is why I want her off to the side. I'm essentially going to have Reagan be in command of one of these two squads over here.
Okay.
The three of us command these squads, and then I'm having Reagan command. Let's see. That's Agatha. Isolde.
You have
That's Gritson.
the Rangers that you could probably just put collectively on one team.
Yeah. Kilani, is he monk?
Kailani is.
Kilani, that's his name.
Kailani was a I think so.
Monk sounds right. Let me double check.
I don't remember him using a weapon.
Yeah. D&D Beyond is deciding to be quite slow.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It likes to do that every time that we go to play for like the last few weeks.
Tuesdays. I can understand it.
I'm about to stick Alia with Three Stooges.
You laugh. You're going to be playing that.
Oh, God.
Yes, Kailani is a monk.
The Three Stooges and Kevin. You're. I'm mad. I'm stuck with Greg.
What level is
Under my control.
Kilani?
Greg will be fine. Greg's a good dude.
I
Shut
have
up,
not leveled
Einar.
up the crew as of yet.
Okay. I gave you a fighter with 2 attacks. He's literally
He's-
gonna. He's
I thought he was the
literally.
druid.
No. Is he? No.
I'm doing all this in character, by the way.
Wait.
I thought he was the druid.
He was the druid. Oh, never mind. I want to switch that then. I wanted to give him the fighter. So we've got
So you have a paladin, a druid, and a
and a
hag.
hag. That's a strong team right there alone.
That is, and that's where if you just want to give them extra firepower, you put the rangers there.
Yeah, I think that is what
That
I'm gonna
probably
do.
wouldn't be a bad idea.
Just put RON.
Arwen. Ron.
Give Samira control of that.
Nonsense.
group.
Yep.
And
Samir's
I
in
would
control of them.
I would put Abdul with Alia and someone else strong. I don't know who we have left.
Kailani.
And Kareem.
That's okay.
All the K
Kareem
is on one team.
Kareem is going to be interesting because having a barbarian, I
I
think.
would think it would go better with Anar's team.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Kareem. And then we've got Kailani, Abdul. So that way they have a little bit of healing, and then I want Reagan in command of this team. Reagan, Alia.
So teams 4 and 5, are we planning on having them take out Star
Oh,
Lord
that's
and-
why. Okay, that was Gritson.
Throwing you off.
A little bit, yeah. So Gritson's on your team.
Sweet.
Put a GR.
Yeah.
That way we don't get it mixed up
Yeah,
with
with
Greg.
Greg.
Well, CKG.
That is a nice way of looking at it too. But
Yes,
for
but there's a
future
G and
reference.
then another G.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
missing
got you.
anyone?
So
We are.
Abdul,
Keen.
Keen.
So
I
he's
mean,
got-
that might
is
as well
Keen
be your
actually
team.
Skeet
Everyone
actually
else
going
is
to...
pretty strong.
Kiera's, yeah, she said she's down for it.
Oh, sweet! You joined it? Yeah, boy. Oh crap! I gotta figure out the cameras again.
Yep, you
There's just
do.
5 people again.
Okay. That's
It's
not
honestly
bad.
a good thing that Kana isn't going to be there then, because otherwise we'd have to plan for 6 people at the table.
I've done it before.
We have.
Yeah, and it was a hassle.
I want to put Keen over here. I honestly want to put Keen in command of Team 5, to be honest.
Well, didn't just switch out the. Agatha.
Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what we'll do. I'm thinking.
No, keep thinking, Ray. I just know I love my team. It's backstory and players I've played before.
I am willing to have simplified stat blocks, essentially, where for unless you specifically want access to like their full spell list and all of their traits and abilities, it can be a very simple thing of on their turn they attack and like this is their average damage, or like you can roll for it and just like simplifying it down to yeah. That is something that we can do for any of the options there.
Alia.
Yeah.
No, Alia's on. Is that Alia at the bottom there?
Yeah, it is. Good call. All right. Craig is who we're missing.
Keen is spelled K-I-N.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yes, you do. You just changed it.
Shut up. How do you spell Kailani?
Now all of a sudden he cares.
Kaelani.
Thank you, Makoto.
Ani.
Close enough.
Yeah, there we go.
Keen. Samir. Shut up.
Do you want to be up front or do you want to be ranged?
She's not here. We can't ask her.
It's a good point. You'll get what I tell you.
Put her and Stacy on the Zara
As
on the same
as
team.
a point of order, when are people assembling?
When do you want them to assemble?
This session.
Cool. Then they assemble the session.
Keen.
You have 13 days. They can
Samir.
arrive, and you have someone who can teleport multiple times a day.
Okay.
Like I said, I still think Yara's probably best
Oh,
on
it's so bad. Oh, why is it falling asleep like
your
that?
team. And we put who are we missing? We're missing the Craig guy.
The Moorbound, Hashen was a ranger, right?
Yep.
Does he have
Yeah,
ranged abilities?
Is he still level 2?
Hashen?
Oh, sorry. I'm
no,
thinking
no.
Hadassah.
You're thinking of Nadasa.
Hadassah is still level 2, yes.
Okay.
He probably does, but knowing his Moorbounder, he probably excels better at
Close range,
close
yeah.
and personal.
Kiera, you're in charge of the 3 delinquents.
Makoto, is his attack ranged or is it more?
I do need to make the point that with you having polymorph, you could absolutely change someone into a like creature.
Well, that's fun. Craig the dragon.
Now, I do believe the rules of polymorph state that you can't transform someone into something that is a higher challenge rating than their level.
Okay.
That sounds like a workaround, but
Gritson's level 20.
I am silent as the grave. I love that. I was wondering what level you were gonna make him.
Thanks for bringing in the high level one. Appreciate it.
I brought in the high level
is?
one, a dragon, and a hag. Just saying.
The hag is only challenge rating 6, but still.
Still, we take it.
That's what I want. Okay.
Mac.
You have Craig.
I know Mac.
Okay.
Don't let him die.
I won't.
And then we've got... So Craig is the fighter, right? Mm-hmm. Or is he the druid?
No,
Craig
here's the fighter.
is the fighter.
Okay. And then that means
You have the druid left.
the druid is going to be with us.
The druid will not be Circle of the Moon.
What is he?
I don't know yet.
Circle of the Stooges.
Basically.
Larry,
Probably
Curly, and Mo.
probably a Circle of the Land.
Oh, Slayanda. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
He is also a druid.
Yes, he is. He is Circle of the Moon. He can change into an elemental or a challenge rating 6 beast, which includes a mammoth. I think that's the only challenge rating 6 beast.
It's the only one worth being.
With that in mind, I might put him on your team.
Okay. Give me everyone if you want.
See.
See.
See. Okay. So we have one team that has no actual player characters on it.
That's fine. I can take care of that.
That's your job. You got it.
And so, what team is that?
Team 4. That's Reagan's team.
Reagan.
Reagan is in command, and we've got
We've got Kevin, Kailani, Abdul, and who's the last one? Oh yeah.
All right, so it's a support team.
pretty much, yeah.
Cool.
So
With Kailani there to defend if need be.
yeah.
He's tail guy.
All right.
My hero.
Team 1. Einar. So this is the this is Team Full Frontal. Craig.
I don't like that reference, Ray, but makes sense because it's Einar's team.
What?
Are you sure you want to call it that?
Do I gotta say?
You're the team leader. Do you not like that name?
No.
Oh.
Why don't we call it the assault team?
What are you salting?
That dragon, because my team will roast it.
Thank you, Riss. You made his...
Forward assault.
That'll do. The forward assault team.
They are fat.
So we have forward assault.
They are very thick,
I was gonna
actually.
say, except for the rogue. And they have a rogue and a
They have a level 20 rogue on their team. They're a thick team.
That's very true.
Minus the level 5.
Craig is the fighter?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have the thick team, the spellcasting team, the damage output team, the support team, and then
Damage 2.
damage 2.
Well, kind of.
Damage spell based.
Yeah. So, Kiera, you're in charge of polymorphing the nonsense rangers.
Just so you know, they will willingly be polymorphed into whatever.
Have fun. You're gonna enjoy that.
Turn Hadassah into something just incredible, please.
I've always wanted to be a leader. And now I'll be leader of people who have led me before.
You're not the leader of that team. Your mentor is.
What? You said I would have control of the team?
You have control of the team.
Okay, thank you.
Outside of
Will
player
has
characters.
control of the team.
Will has control of the team.
Gritson is leading the team.
Gritson is in charge.
Makes sense.
Wow, he didn't argue.
He's a changed man.
That's impressive.
You haven't met Gritson.
I haven't, but I trust that you'll follow his orders.
Yep.
It's the only reason why he's in charge. Okay.
Alright.
I like this. So we've got Fat. We've got the spellcasters. I'm sorry. That one was not intentional.
Spellcaster, we have double D, damage dealers. Or we can do S and D, stealth and damage.
Nah, I'm calling you GG. Your team good game.
Good.
Alright, we've got the support backline.
I think you might as well do Will's backstory.
Alright, support / backline. And then we've got assault team 2.
Assault team Mark 2.
There you go.
What does SC stand for again?
Spellcasters.
Spellcasters. Okay.
Yeah. Because it's me, Mikado, Daphne, and Greg.
No, I'm assuming that you are going to be somewhat toward the back.
Yes. We're in between assault team 2 and the backline. So the support team will be supporting spellcasters and assault team 2.
You
since
and
they have a
I?
little bit of range.
Trapping him in a, what do you call it?
Pincer move.
There you go.
You hit him from one side, he hits him from the other.
All right.
Alright, Makoto, let's do this thing.
Okay. As far as spells and abilities go,
Yep.
what does everybody got? What are we looking at here? Do we have anyone with contingency?
Let's see if Alia has it. I can have it.
I'll just do backline. Like that. Backline better.
Usually backline better instead of support.
Yeah, that's simpler.
Alia could have learned it. But contingency is only a self-cast spell.
Okay.
So, you could in theory learn it.
I could.
It's a 6th level spell.
Yeah. Okay. Apart from contingency, we should have an actual contingency plan. So can Alia cast teleport? Or plane shift?
I do not believe so.
How
Her
many-
spells are almost solely focused on damage.
How many people do we have that can cast plane shift? I know Einar can.
There's Makoto.
I can, but I need somewhere to shift to.
We'll be in the Shattered Realm. He'll shift back to the material plane.
No, we will be in the material plane.
Yep. You have access to the site that he's planning to do this on.
Right.
He practically taunted you with it.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. I thought we were going to the Shattered Realm.
Nope.
You two could go.
Shift
Go
to,
out.
then maybe shift to the Shadowfell or the Shattered Realm. Whichever one would be better.
I don't have anything attuned to that. I can try and acquire a tuning fork to somewhere.
Also, considering that those two planes are technically brand new, I very much doubt that any tuning forks exist at the moment.
Okay.
Well,
So
not brand new, but technically.
To be
brand new,
fair,
'cause the
how
player
long,
needs-
how long does teleport take to cast? Is it 10 minutes?
Teleport?
Or is it 1 minute? Or is it instantaneous?
Teleport is instantaneous.
Okay.
I think teleportation circle is the one you're thinking of
Yeah.
that takes time.
That's what it is. Okay. Would probably be a good idea then to give the Voyager staff to somebody else.
They'd have to spend time attuning to it.
It only takes an hour.
Do you have anything that you can replace it with?
It's Makoto's.
Well, it was originally yours.
Yeah, I'll give it to her. Does she have any other magic items that she can use?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. Let me look at her inventory then. So, probably... Can that staff only be attuned to by a wizard?
I don't know. Let me go check. A spellcaster.
It goes to Reagan then.
To
Reagan.
interesting.
Her objective is to get... So, okay. In the case of an emergency where we all need to leave, Reagan is in charge of getting her team out.
Okay.
Not the shipmates, her team. Since she's backline and it can teleport how many people at once?
8.
Okay, cool. Yep. So she's in charge of getting teams 2 and 4
9
out.
technically, because it's yourself and 8.
Yeah, teams 2 and 4. That covers
Alright.
everybody. You were in charge of your team. Does Zara or Keen have teleport?
Zara definitely won't. Keen might, but she's a sorcerer, so...
Do you have any fit hits the shin, get the heck out of, dodge spells?
It's the Shan.
It's been years since I played her.
It's been like a year.
I think it's a year and a half at this point.
Does she have any?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Sorcerers have a very restricted
Okay,
spell
okay.
list. Well, not spell list, but like spell selection.
So it can go to a
Maybe, yeah.
spellcaster, period?
Yep.
All right. Stacy will be in charge of that.
She'd love that.
Yep.
Although I would say it'd probably be best to keep it with Reagan and just have Team 5 go to Team 4 for evacuation.
Team 5 goes to Team 4. Got it. Okay. Okay, so Reagan will go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's just Will saying in terms of what Stacey will manage, having a high level character already.
In that case.
Probably better for her not to have the insanely powerful magic weapon.
Yeah, it's a good idea. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a problem.
That's a high level thing.
Oh, yeah, it's been moved to spellcasters.
That's probably a good idea.
Yep.
So Reagan will take
Teams 4 and 5.
4 and 5. Where do you want her to transport them to?
The ship.
Technically, if you're counting who's going to survive, you can pretty much guarantee range of the nonsense. So,
I'm not counting them right now.
okay, there we go. Good. I was about to say, if you were...
I'm counting on... there are 2 free slots just in case.
There you go. I think your bigger issue will be who do you get teams 1 and 2 who are front line to evacuate.
I have plane shift.
You have plane
But-
shift. You have 1.
I also don't plan on going anywhere.
Understood.
Either we win this, or we die.
My daughter is here.
Then, by all means, or sorry, I said team 1 and team 2. I meant team 1 and my team, team 3. I would say then, 1, you have to evacuate her.
Does Agatha teleport?
Don't believe so. I sent her stat block to the
Indeed, you do.
yes. I did.
If you need to bail, Ray,
I'm not bailing.
I'm not either. And I know Miraval will not leave my side.
Let's see.
Should we fail, we'll save who we can.
Agreed. We'll need someone probably to stay back and hash
Given-
things out anyways.
Given my connection with the king,
I would say to start between
I'll
either
stay.
teams 1, 3, or 5. One of them should focus on Mavris's quadruplets. His minions, for lack of a better term.
That's your job at the outset.
now don't forget
Understood.
that we will likely encounter multiple versions of Mavris.
Right.
Remember, he didn't show up in his true form. Odds are he'll be able to make multiples of himself to fight us.
So if we kill one, don't let your guard down. Roger.
You can make an Arcana check.
For Simulacrum?
I'll give you guidance.
Guidance is 3. So that's 31.
Gosh.
If you have one simulacrum and you create a second one, the first one's destroyed.
Yeah. So he should only have. How long does it take to create a double?
24 hours, maybe.
He has plenty of time to do that then.
Yep.
All right. So at max, there will be 2 of them.
Still.
Yeah, still. So, and that's not including the posse, which is why I'm sending Riss's team, Gritz's team, with Riss to take them out, if possible, as quickly as possible.
Can Simulacrum...
It mimics the user
It may
in its
only...
entirety.
But can he use that spell on multiple people at once without losing?
No.
I'll say with 31, you can look up the spell simulacrum and give the exact details of it.
The details.
The details. Yeah, because basically my idea is he might only be able to make one of himself, but if he really wants, if the spell allows it, he might be able to make one of each of his crew. Doubling his forces. Which would be a problem for us.
You shape an illusory duplicate of one beast or humanoid that is within range for the entire casting of a spell. Touch until the spell of illusion and deception. Casting time takes 12 hours. It's not the same as the original, but it has half the creature's hit point maximum and is formed without any equipment. Otherwise, the illusion uses all the statistics of the creature duplicates. Simulacrum is friendly to you, blah blah blah. If the simulacrum is damaged, you can do that. Blah blah blah. If you cast the spell again, any duplicate you created with the spell is instantly destroyed.
Okay, so he can only have one duplicate, period.
Correct.
So it would be of him, if he's going to use it.
Oh yeah.
Additionally, you had a question about his health.
Yes.
How would you like to research that?
How much time do we have?
You have 13 days.
Assuming we spent all day planning this, 12.
Right.
Which
Well,
they probably
a day
would.
for travel, 11.
Well,
we could do
Legend
that instantaneously. That's true.
Okay.
So,
Mark off the
just
residual.
anchor the ship somewhere in the middle of the ocean. Like, alright, we'll come back for this later.
You can also leave like the rest of the crew that's not in fighting shape,
Okay.
because it's the officers that are.
correct.
There's like technically speaking like another 10 to 20 crew members. That
Okay,
just
cool. So we're good.
Yeah,
That's where-
it's not just the officers. Thankfully.
Greg, Craig, and Kevin came from originally.
Yep.
That's right. Oh, I love them.
You and your dolts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where's Legend Lore?
Yeah, I'm very glad
Takes
I did
one
not
to
have
know
one of them
one.
on my team because he certainly would have been. Oh no! Well, Back to the drawing
Oh
board.
no. Anyway. All right. How much?
What's the line for original group? Well, he ain't getting any deader. Back to work.
Exactly.
There it is. Legend lore is 250 gold. So
So you try to use
450. Okay.
legend
450
lore.
gold worth of residual. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it'll work.
We will see. All right. We are
I will allow
450. All right, we're good.
I will allow the use of an entire casting of legend lore to give you his current health total.
Current. Thanks. Look.
No, that's
okay.
not a good thing.
No, I know. That means we can add at least 50 health to whatever number he gives us. Maybe 100. Okay, 200.
2 castings of legend lore. His current health and the
projected.
additional
Legend lore
health.
can't predict.
Oh,
So
I
it's
can't.
legend lore.
It's lore about things.
Can we get the
About the
lore
crystal?
about how one of those crystals works and
You mean
how
the crystals
much?
that are a new invention that he made?
That's true.
I'll tell you this much.
I'm trying to
Go
figure
Doing
out
your
a way to-
Arcana checks, turning a dragon into a shadow dragon does not increase their health.
Okay.
If he's doing other things,
Who's to say?
Pills. baby.
currently, his health is 735.
It's a lot of
All right.
tag damage to take him out.
735.
Yes.
Well, given that we have like 20 people fighting him, it's probably... yeah, he probably needs it.
I made this stat block in December of 2021.
Wow. A year and a half ago. Jeez.
Gosh.
He's probably gonna have 800 health or so.
More than that.
You think 1,000? I
At
was gonna say
least
1,000.
900. Trey's over here, like, giving a little
Who's to say?
smirk. He's
Let's-
like, well, I don't know.
Let's
to say?
assume. Let's plan for 1,000 health, because that's.
Let's plan for 1,200. Let's be real.
How about we just plan for half of what all of our health is combined?
Let's add that up.
Let's do more math.
I'm assuming each person's about 100 health in average.
Average?
Yeah, averaged out.
That's probably not inaccurate.
We have the Rangers of Nonsense and your stooges. You want to talk about a curve? They're the cause.
And Abdul.
It's for
Don't knock
balancing
on it.
purposes.
Abdul's the name.
He is the man. Who is he with? Backline? Okay, good.
Yeah, he's in the back. There's no way I was putting him.
I don't know why it is, but we were just like, always like, never risk Abdul.
Because he got downed once.
In like
He's-
one
he's-
hit.
Yeah,
Maybe.
he went in with y'all on that first voyage down when he fought the Cyclops.
Oh,
That was the first. I think that was the
Well, no, because remember, it was right before
that
that.
was the second time you absorbed a soul,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or was
Yeah.
it the first time?
It was the first time I think anyone saw me
Yeah, because you
absorb
didn't
it.
you absorb like a wyvern? No, that was during the race. So yeah, the Cyclops was the first time.
I think only Riss saw it, or because
Yeah,
Right.
Because
Ray
Abdul
didn't
was
see
downed,
Yep.
and Ray was still on the boat.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep.
Good
Y'all
memories.
became
Good
ride or
memories.
die.
Yep.
yeah, really though.
Okay.
I can now give you the description of the blade.
Let's go.
Given.
Oh yeah,
It
I
is
get
not
that. I get that.
created as a magic item in D&D Beyond yet, but I have solidified its traits.
Give me the specs.
This blade is called Dagnir Day. It is Elvish. That you understand to translate to the Bane of Shadows.
Funny, it's called Day, but yes, Bane of Shadows.
Day is the Elvish word for shadow. D-A-E.
Yep. There you go.
It is a +3 rapier. When you hit a creature that has the Shadow Stealth trait, that creature takes an extra 3d6 damage. This damage also applies against any creature associated with Shadow that the DM deems appropriate.
Sweet.
The damage dealt by this sword bypasses any damage resistances, though not immunities, that the creature possesses. While attuned to this item, you gain a +1 bonus to Charisma and a +2 bonus to Dexterity, to a maximum of 22.
Beautiful.
You gain a +5 to Stealth and Performance checks. Attacks against you cannot be made with advantage unless you are incapacitated.
Beautiful.
As a bonus action, you can make yourself invisible 3 times per day.
Invisible or greater invisibility?
Normal invisibility,
Okay.
but bonus action.
That's pretty freaking good. Oh my gosh!
You gain the Minor Illusion cantrip and have Blind Sense out to 10 feet. So you can sense the presence of invisible objects or creatures within 10 feet of you. There's also a sentient magic item
What's that?
of neutral alignment with an intelligence of 12, wisdom of 14, and charisma of 20. Has hearing and dark vision out to 60 feet, and communicates with its wielder by transmitting emotion to the creature carrying or wielding it.
All right.
Interesting.
More roleplay. I like this. I love the sword. I like that development very much.
That's a good weapon. That's a
That's
really...
literally just like, you're a rogue? There you go. Have a sword.
It's a 1,000-year lifespan.
Wow.
Dang. Mayhaps Peril will have heard of this sword for campaign 2.
Mayhaps the sword is on display somewhere.
It depends what happens to wrist.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's very true.
So,
Okay. As far as heavy hitters, our biggest hitters are Keen, Riss, Mirval, Makoto. I think those are our 4 heaviest hitters. Because we have... You're level 20, right? She's level 20, right?
I believe so.
Okay. That's a level 20 sorcerer. It's a level...
She wasn't level 20 when you met her, but she might be now.
Okay. That's a level 18 wizard, Makoto?
Yeah.
Either 17 or 18. A 20th level ranger and a 20th level rogue. So those are our 4 bigwigs. So what we want to do is we want to draw out his legendary resistances.
I would say make that the spellcaster's job.
What I would like to do is try and draw out his legendary resistances by applying debuffs or crowd control spells on him. Hold monster, yeah, I would. He's probably immune to hold monster, which is dumb. Renders an entire spell useless. So then, yeah, I would say hitting him hard, but not with the trump cards. So like disintegrate 3 times if it hits is really good, because he's going to end up having to waste his resistances on that damage, and then you can throw a 9th level spell at him.
I will say,
Am I incorrect?
with this new sword you have given me, Ray,
Yes.
it may make more sense for me to, or my team, to focus on Mavris, and someone else go for the entourage, assuming they're there.
What do you think? There's merit in both. It's which one has more value.
The problem is that if we have additional targets dealing damage,
They need
That's
to be,
going to wear us down faster than one target dealing damage.
Either way, they need to be taken out. So it's a matter of which team focuses on them.
Or it could be a matter of
The backline has who? That's got.
It's Reagan, Kevin, Kailani, and Abdul.
Okay.
Their primary
Their
role
primary
is
support.
support.
I mean, I would almost say put
Attack team 2?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say
attack team. I would move me to attack team 2 and have our priority be the dragons. Have GG go for the entourage.
Attack Team 2 would probably be best set to. Well, I mean,
I don't.
minus Samir, they've got good range.
Yeah, I
You've
don't.
got a sorcerer and a bunch of rangers and an artificer.
Yeah, that's
you've
why
got
their attack team 2 is like a halfway point between the sorcerers and your team, which is not technically the forward assault. His team is up in Maverick's face.
Yeah. Yeah, my
That's the
team. My
objective.
team is gonna be like distract and occupy Mavris.
Attack team 2 is deal damage from afar. To Maverick.
Attack team 2 is deal damage from afar, which means that they could easily swap targets from one to another.
Yes.
Honestly, with Malia being ranged as well, it might not be a bad idea for them to gang up on her and then have.
I think I like that idea. I think it would be a really good idea for if they do show up. Objective for attack team 2 and the spellcasting crew is to go directly for the entourage.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then I can have my team come with me. We'll go straight on for Mavericks. I have shield.
want
I
you
can
stealth.
do.
I want your entire team hidden.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing I can do too is I can cast Warding Bond on like Miraval, who will probably end up being targeted because she'll deal a lot of damage, which will give her increased AC and resistance to all damage.
Death ward goes on her then.
From
What can be
Samir.
cast
From
multiple
Samir.
times.
Yeah. So death ward is going to go on pretty much your whole team, essentially.
Can't wait. How many creatures can you do it for?
I mean,
It's just a matter
spell
of
slots.
casting it. Yeah.
Lasts 8 hours.
Yeah. It's not concentration.
Right. Team 1's job is
Team 1's job.
Attack.
Get in Maverick's
Whack.
face.
Whack
They are the
Mavericks.
forward assault team. Their job is to distract and smack.
got it. Team 2.
Team 2, provide.
I would say honestly, if we were talking about rolls, take out legendary resistances, take out entourage.
Yeah, that's SC. Those are the Team 2
That's
spellcasters.
Team 2?
Yep. Legendary resistances, ranged spell attacks, and take out entourage.
Yeah, having them like back to back try and take out his legendary resistances early on would
Yep.
be good.
Team 3.
Team 3, stealth attack. Pincer moving with Team 1. They are to have someone at all times attempting to flank
Got it.
with the people on
Fat
Team
team.
1's time. Yeah, fat team. Fat team, stand there. Team 3, smack him when he's not looking.
Team 4.
Support both the Team 4 is supporting specifically teams 2 and 5, and when they can, teams 1 and 3. But teams 1 and 3 have inbuilt healing.
Got it.
3 does.
And Team 5.
I assume Isolde and Agatha have some type of healing. Team 5,
If not,
is-
you're close enough to us.
yeah. Midline attack, they swap targets back and forth from Maverick to Entourage.
If you want, swap Kaya and Avane
Or Agatha.
or Agatha, either one.
Yeah, let's do that. Agatha can be on your team. Does she have polymorph?
She's
What are
just
her
like-
abilities? What are Agatha's?
Here,
Example?
I got you here.
Yeah, what do we got?
So
I forgot you did that. Sorry.
innate spellcasting, detect magic, disguise self. That's at will. 3 times a day she can use dream, hypnotic pattern, and sleep. 1 time a day she can do legend, lore, and scrying. Magic resistance. So she has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. Actions, multi-attack. That hag makes 2 nightmare touch attacks. Nightmare touch, +7 to hit, +5, or reach of 5 feet. 1 creature hit.
Start that over. Sorry.
Nightmare touch is 2. She makes 2 nightmare touch attacks. So +7 to hit, reach of 5 feet. A hit is 4d4 +4 psychic
46.
damage. 46, sorry, +4 psychic damage. If the target is unconscious, it takes an extra 3d6 psychic damage and is cursed until the hag dies or the curse is removed. The cursed creature's hit point maximum decreases by 1d10 whenever it finishes a long rest. Good night. And then reaction, when an unconscious creature the hag can see within 30 feet of her regains consciousness, the hag can force the creature to make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw. Unless the save succeeds, the creature takes 11 psychic damage, or 2d10 psychic damage, and the hag regains hit points equal to the amount of damage taken. So she's essentially a low-level damage dealer.
But 18 damage twice per turn is not bad.
If your
like her
concern is
on-
giving us a healing element,
Yeah.
Kaya would certainly help with that.
I like her on there. I pulled Greg because I want Greg to focus more on Mavericks.
Okay, so put him on. Put him on that team. Team 3.
You have one of the Stooges. Now.
Who was he with originally? You?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I have the least amount of people.
I had
on my
Greg,
team,
I think,
my bad.
originally. He was a druid, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine considering that you are like toward the back. You've got you, Makoto, Daphne, and
Okay.
Alia.
Here's what I'm thinking.
So you guys will be able to
Right.
take on if anything comes up behind you. You guys should be stacked.
Yeah. So this. So we've got team 2.
I will be right back.
What are you doing?
Entourage.
Got it. We have team 4, team 5, since they'll be going after Entourage, team 1, and team 3. And 3 can kind of encompass that whole area there, is what I'm thinking. So you have that whole backside, and then if you need to, you can really as well hit
Yeah,
over
I mean, my
here
team
if you
essentially
need
is,
to.
yeah.
So this way we have that, and then 5 has that and that. So what that does is it splits his attention. He cannot face 3 different directions. 1, 2, 3.
Yep, now granted, all this is moot if he moves here and then does something, but yes.
We've got to account for that. He's got flight.
He does have flight, but I'm talking like this is 50 feet apart from one another. It's within the 60-foot range, but from 2 to 3, I want that to be 100 feet. That's outside of the 90-foot range.
All right.
And I mean, I think my team's best setup would be having Greg, Gritzen, myself, and Alvain on the ground, and then having Isolde flying Kaya around for mobility.
You have full control over what your team is doing. If you think that would be best,
Yeah.
that's all you. You can determine if you want Kaya flying out of harm's way. If you
Well, I'm
want,
thinking
you could put
mobility.
Kaya. If you could put Kaya and Isolde over here, if you wanted to.
Well, it'd probably be best not to leave them off on their own, just in case if he.
No,
has
they're
one.
absolutely within range of being able to get back to him. But also that puts them closer to you, as a just in case. It also allows for potential flanking if these guys need to move up.
Suppose that's fair. This feels too easy.
Well, yeah.
This is not easy. I'm trying
It's
to think.
No,
simplified
like
right
the attacking, like only having to attack one target. Like I know he's gonna have area of effect stuff, and that's gonna hurt us a
So,
lot.
assuming simulacrum, right? Mm-hmm. Potential locations are here, 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 and here. And then these can be swapped out for entourage. So this is what I'm worried about, is the duplicate showing up and essentially doing his own pincer move. If that happens, teams 2 and 5 are to immediately about face and attack the simulacrum. If he goes for team 4, my team is going to come over and cover them.
And 3 can go for entourage.
Yeah. 3 goes for entourage at that point, while your team, you just have to bite the bullet.
Yeah.
You honestly just have to survive until we're able to take out the simulacrum.
We can do that.
Because the simulacrum's going to have about 370 health.
Yeah, so we can, when it comes to buying time, if it comes down to that, Einar can just switch to, okay, I'm just heal mode.
Okay. So with his abilities, so let's do this.
Now, granted, I'll be able to use my bonus action to always fight because, you know, I like my spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
So,
I think your spiritual weapon should stay on Mavris.
oh, it will.
Okay.
It'll start whittling them down piece by piece as much as possible.
So let's simulate this. And please send me this footage.
Okay.
So-
Well, how about you just watch the episode?
Because we're going to have this fight before this episode comes out.
Okay, that's fair. I'll put it on YouTube.
Granted, we do have
give you a
until
link
next
for
Saturday
private.
at this
Right.
point, so you have time.
Okay. That's a good
I've been editing them early.
Okay, so let's go ahead and simulate. So the simulacrum shows up, and we're going to assume that the entourage is here. So right now we have 2 Mavrises and 4 Mavris dummies. So
Well, I think isn't it only just 3? If well, okay, I guess we can't assume that KO's out of the game.
I'm not assuming that he's out at all. I'm not honestly. I'm also prepared for Kudo to show up. So that would be 5. But if that happens, I'm just having Makoto annihilate all of them with everything she has.
That's good.
First things first.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
Guidance.
Ooh, nice.
36.
In theory, what happens if you cast Dispel Magic on a simulacrum?
It goes away. It's dispelling magic.
That's a good idea. I
Either
do
way,
have
it's
it
still the best
prepared.
idea to have all spellcasters go after him. If
Yes.
that's the case.
So okay, so let me simulate this then. So he shows up, Entourage shows up. Order. I would want to go in team attack. Okay, this is where holding a team attack versus an individual attack comes into question. If we're essentially playing as each team has a specific leader give out calls, would it then make sense to have each person's initiative come right after the leader?
I'd allow that.
Okay, that way we're only rolling.
Regardless of bonuses, you have to use the initiative roll of the leader, though.
Yeah.
If someone has a higher initiative roll or a better initiative bonus, you don't get to use that.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I would say
We gotta simplify this.
Gritson will be the leader, but I would like Risk to be separate, considering I have a significant advantage the first round if I go before anyone else.
In his team's case, he's the leader.
That's fine.
For lore purposes.
Gotcha.
For
Understood.
For the story.
Mechanic
Gritson is in
purposes,
charge.
you can
Mechanics
be
are
the
in
leader.
charge.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, even
That's why I
even
gave-
in universe, Riss would probably be the leader. Gritson might be the strategist.
Yeah,
but
100%.
I think Riss would still be the leader.
Yeah. Don't take my joke too far.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so with that in mind, here's what I'm thinking. And can we delay initiatives until? Can we do the delay initiative process, where we will forego our turn in order to put it behind somebody else?
You can do that at the start of combat,
Yep.
You can only delay. You cannot.
Supersede.
But-
yeah.
Correct.
Otherwise, yeah.
Okay. So we'll be using my initiative, Einar's initiative, Ray's initiative, Reagan's initiative, and Keen's.
All right.
So, with that in mind, here's what
Which
I'm
team is
thinking.
Zara on?
Zara's on Keen's. So I put Kiera and Stacy together. I figured that'd be fun for them.
Yeah. A lot less for Stacy to manage too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Getting right back into the swing of things, and she has a big boss battle.
Yep. Big old boss battle. If you want, because of the distance, because it's so close, you can absolutely yell to Stacy and tell her what she
Well,
can do.
honestly, what you would want to do, I don't know if it's concentration or not, but Makoto can set up her mental thing and just have one person on each team.
Oh, we're absolutely gonna have telepathic bond between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
How many people total can it do?
8, I think, or is it 10?
Because you would want
You'll
to
have to
do.
double check that. I'm not sure.
If it's 10, that's fine, because I like 2 people per team. But if it's only 8, I would say you have 1 with 1 person, 3 with 2 people, 2 with 2 people. Whichever teams had multiple objectives, have it be
Have 2 people?
2 people.
In case
so
one person goes down?
2, 3, and 5, yeah.
Okay, so 2, 3, and 5 will have 2 people.
And I mean,
So
for roleplay
2, 3,
purposes,
6, 7,
Zara
8.
and Keen, obviously.
Yep, Zara and Keen will have... Okay, this is easy then, because...
It's Riss and Gritson.
2, 3, yeah, it's Riss and Gritson, it's me and Makoto, it's Einar, and it's Keen and Zara.
Actually, Riss and Kaya.
Okay, Riss and Kaya. So
Just put a
that's
little star
2,
next to
4,
them.
6, 7, 8. All right, we'll do... I want this.
Trey.
Race?
Yep.
Remind me, a Shadow Dragon does necrotic damage, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Heck and ton of it.
Good to know. Time to prepare.
By the way-
that spell.
The Camerites,
Uh-huh.
the crew, Ritson, and the 3 Rangers are now in the Outsiders campaign.
Let's go.
Sweet.
I want to see Gritson.
Okay.
The Rangers, by the way, are RDA, Orc Beastmaster, Oz, Elf Stormkeeper,
Yep.
and
That was
Hadassah.
There he is.
I would say Oz was who I
The
was.
main.
No, I was Riss. Who was Oz? Amy was Oz.
Yeah, Amy
Yeah.
was Oz.
I want Hadassah and Abdul to become friends.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Don't break Abdul's heart.
I think Abdul would save him.
Abdul would sacrifice himself to save
No,
the dumb ranger.
I think Abdul would be so much of a boss that he would be able to save Hadassah.
Zara will be increased to y'all's level, so level 16.
Okay.
Each of the crew members will be increased by 3 levels,
Okay.
as will the Camerites.
Sweet. Okay. So, let's look at a simulation here.
Makoto's level 19, by the way.
Holy flip.
Yeah,
Let's go. That's right.
She'll be level 20 after this fight,
Let's go.
if she survives.
Some people will be level 17 after this fight.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
wonderful.
you guys will.
Yeah.
I know it's soon after, but it's a pretty big step.
Well,
This is kind
considering
of like,
this is like end of campaign.
this
I'll
is
take it.
this is climax of story.
Yep.
This is. I know that you have something else planned after this, but he is the BBEG.
Oh yes, he is.
Yes.
I'm-
But that
I'll-
doesn't
I
mean
will
he's the
tell
most
you-
powerful.
I will tell you this right now. This is not the climax. This is the second act curtain.
Oh, jeez.
The climax immediately follows. But,
I want the nightmare to end!
Oh, you love this.
Oh, I cannot wait to be a
He'd love it-
background character.
He'd love it a lot more if he didn't have to think every day.
Look at what I'm doing!
I know. I'm really impressed.
Ah! I feel like a football coach with a bunch of freaking elementary school
I-
students.
I was
you can take
seeing
a point
you-
of inspiration for all this, by the way. I'm very
Okay, cool.
impressed.
I was seeing you draw all this stuff. I was like, wow, that looks like a football play.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
It's
Okay,
wonderful.
so we'll assume that the simulacrum has spawned, right? All right. So, assuming his target is group 2, because that's going to be a large demographic
And
of...
it's you.
Yeah, that too. And he's a bitch.
Yeah. Question is, which one of us has pissed him off more?
Well, that's why he has himself on you.
that's a good
and
question.
Number 2 on Ray.
All right, so
I'm gonna try my best to be as much of a target as possible.
Oh, just talk like Riz. So, I'm glad you didn't deny it.
Look, he's self-aware. He's dumb, but he's self-aware.
Riz, not Will.
Yes. Oh, please, yeah. I'm well aware.
Okay, so Simulacrum attacks Group 2. Obviously, this is a fight, and then we're going to assume that these idiots split off and start attacking those two. Which means, Trey, I swear to God, if you screw me over, I am hoping that Group 4 is left alone. They are the smallest.
Don't say that! Now he knows to go for Group 4!
He has to know these things. He's the DM.
I do.
Exactly. He knows my strategy. He's going to play the way the character is going to play.
Yes, I am.
And I appreciate that.
100%.
Don't screw me over. So, Group 4.
All I'll say is this. Don't just plan strategy.
Plan
I'm going
5.
to play the character.
Yeah.
Play in return.
Yeah.
Don't just plan for this is strategically the best. Consider the personality and decisions of who you are fighting.
Oh, don't worry. That'll all come out during the battle.
That's actually why I'm doing this right now.
It's a very Ray thing to do,
It
really.
is. It's half me playing
Thanks
the
for
character.
thanks for making Ray like you.
Ray is
I wish I was like
way
me.
better than me. Way better than me. That was the entire idea behind this dude. A tactical, strategical genius. That was kind of the character that I decided that I wanted to play.
Versus all the turd bits of Will.
Einar was
So well.
without the fun bits of Noah. And I miss the fun bits
I
of Noah.
cannot wait for Cass. It's gonna be so much fun. Okay, so looking at this simulation here, the entourage is going to attack groups 3 and 5. So if that happens, I want group 3 to immediately engage the entourage. If this happens, if you notice that group 5 is getting attacked, I want you to immediately move and start hitting them. Your job is always going to be the real Mavris. Always.
Yep, that's cool. Nice and simple for simple-minded Einar.
Because
this is great.
if this happens, first things first, dispel magic. That's the first thing we're going to try. If it doesn't work, or if there's a legendary resistance, 1, 2, 3. I want to take that simulacrum down as fast as possible.
So then we take Team 3 in that case. Team 3 will then also change objectives to be the entourage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if this is situation 1. Sit 1. If simulacrum goes after group 2, then groups 2, 4, and 5 all immediately converge in the simulacrum, because if these guys go down, we've just lost our primary firepower. You guys might be the forward division, but you are not the primary damage dealers.
No, we are
You're the
occupy
attention,
attention.
Yeah. The
Occupy attention and take some hits.
The primary damage dealers are technically teams 2, 3, and 5. The teams with the 2 telepathic bonds. That's why we want to primarily focus on ensuring the survival of teams 2, 4, and 5 above all else. Because we do still have... I don't want Kaya on team 3, though. What I would love is Kaya on team 4.
Well, do you have a way to swap that out?
Gritson does have Cure Wounds, which could
Kailani.
serve.
Kailani being a monk, I think, would be really good on the front line.
Yep, that's true. We can switch that. I mean, because the main reason Kaya there was for mobile healing, but Gritson does have healing in a pinch. So
Yeah. And
Suddenly, I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of healing to do. It's a good
Yes.
thing I've
Yes.
discovered there are additional cleric spells that have been added that I can use to greater improve my healing,
so,
and I can use it as a bonus action.
essentially...
What spell are you talking about?
What was it?
Also-
Aura of Vitality?
Oh yeah, those aren't new. Those are just Those are basically...
They're additional cleric spells on my list.
Yes, got it.
So this is the formation I'm thinking
Just so
about
you know,
for you. What's up?
Samir's aura, 30 feet.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, is he level 17?
18.
18. Oh, beautiful. Okay,
In
maybe
that
have
case-
him be on the front line.
In the front line?
You guys
Well, okay, where do you think we'll get hit most with?
I was about to put him between 2 and 5.
Okay.
Actually,
Well, because he's already on 5.
he is.
The question is, what team do you think will get
no.
hit
I was going to
most
have
with-
he's on team 4. I was going to have him stand between 2 and 5.
Wait,
No,
Samir?
Samir's on 5.
He's on. That's
He's right
Samir,
here,
right?
Yeah, he's
That's
on team 5. Sorry. Oh yeah, he's over here. Whoops. Okay, so Kai's team 4. He's team 5. Actually, yeah. So we'll probably end up having team 5 within 30 feet of team 1. So we'll move team 5 up a little bit.
Okay. That'll be the only double group that can get hit by.
Yeah, because they are technically the attack team too. They're the only mobile team.
Okay.
Team 3 is really the only true mobile team.
Okay.
So, with that.
By the way, Samir always has Wall of Force prepared. As part of his class.
Oh, that's
Wow.
sweet.
Yeah, that I very much like him being on attack team 5. Sorry, team 5, attack team 2. So, if this happens, where team 2 gets attacked by Simulacrum, teams 2, 4, and 5 go after Simulacrum. Team 3 diverts attention to Entourage. You guys got to suck it up.
Yep.
Once that's done, once the Simulacrum is defeated,
Regroup, heal, just
4,
blast
5.
on
Regroup.
Entourage.
And then you guys will revert back to Mavericks. So you're gone. Teams 2, 5, and 4 will finish off Entourage.
I would move Telepathic Bond from Kalani to Gritson. Just as a point of order. Role playing
Yeah, it's because it was on Kaya.
Yeah.
And we didn't
Yes.
move it.
Which, yeah, we'll keep it on.
Well, put it on Kaya as well.
Yeah, it's going to go on Kaya.
Wait, hold on. 1,
2,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep, that's 8.
All right, cool.
Cool. And if,
Because ideally, Kaya is able to move to heal.
yeah.
Because Abdul can heal his team in a pinch if Kaya is needed for like.
Yeah, that's why I put
a heal spell.
That's why I like these two together, because Abdul is going to be the primary support for his own team, and then Kaya is going to be the one. So I would really like Team 4 is focusing on supporting. We'll use green for support. Team 4 is supporting
1 and 5.
1 and 5.
Oh gosh, that is so difficult to see.
It is.
Show black.
That's a little better.
There we go. And 5. 4's primary objective is supporting teams 1 and 5. Teams 3 and 2 are kind of free floating.
Okay.
So, if we start to notice that Entourage is taking forever to get taken down, 3 and 2 have the freedom, and we'll decide between the two of us, have the freedom to switch targets at will. Basically, if necessary.
Yeah.
So, if we need to throw a couple of people from Team 2 onto Entourage, we can. If we need to throw a couple of people onto Mavericks, because we notice that you guys are getting obliterated, we can do that. Heck, if we wanted to, we could do this. Which is what you had recommended at the very beginning. Depending on the situation, if we needed to take Team 3 and put them over on the Entourage to finish them off,
Yep.
I mean, heck, Team 3's big enough. If they needed to, they could split.
they could. And surround, really, that would be, that's why I like having them as the biggest.
After
Yeah.
Team 2, I mean after the Simulacrum is down.
This is after Simulacrum is gone, yes.
Riss, I think, would almost stay entirely on whatchamacallit, just because that maximizes his output. And the rest of the team could then also go to Entourage if needed.
Okay, so Riss is going to stay on Mavericks. Okay. So if you needed to command them to go off, you can absolutely do that.
And that's where
So-
Gritson's connected, is Gritson then would lead that effort.
Yep. That way he stays in communication with all of us, and then you are still connected. I like that idea. I like that better, actually. So, that's a good plan. And then once these guys are gone, we can then go back to focusing on
Spreading out and
matters.
focusing on.
I would,
numbers.
yeah. So team 5 would move over here. Actually, I would have team 5 then, once
add
Entourage
your
is
ball?
gone, I would
Can you
have
add
team
me your
5
ball?
split the difference between team 3 and team 1 so that all of you get the aura from him. Team 4 is going to take team 5's previous position, and then team 2, I would have spread out around the back.
Yeah, as long as we can be sure there's not going to be anything else coming for them, I'm good with that.
I should be fast enough to be able to get to anyone who is.
Then
in
put
need.
yourself in the middle.
Okay, because keep in mind, I have emergency healing. So
A little bit.
I have enough to get somebody up.
Yeah.
I have enough to get multiple people up. Actually, that's inherent. I have a defibrillator.
Cool.
That's true.
That's what I have.
Sweet.
Okay, so that's Riss. That's Ray. That's Makoto. That's Daphne.
Oh, you
that's
gave him
Talia.
better armor?
Who?
Samir? He had Isaiah's chain.
No, Isaiah's chain is his weapon.
I
Oh.
like that. I like this. I like this. I like this plan. It's a great plan. This is the greatest
Sweet.
plan.
Beautiful.
I have so many characters.
Yes, yes, you do.
That's
Holy-
nice.
Holy! Look at yourself. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, you're gonna have so much fun
I know.
playing as a paladin. It's gonna be ridiculous.
I know. I
They
like
get a-
paladins.
They get a D10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is beautiful. Ah! Makes me really wish he was up there with Einar. He's on which team? Team 5? Oh, well,
He's on Team
he'll be
5.
close enough.
Team 5's objective is to always shadow Team 1,
Yeah. So
but to turn their attention to the external threats, either the entourage or the simulacrum. Team 4 always supports you guys unless simulacrum goes after Team 2. Because if that happens, we have to have at least 3 of the teams focusing on simulacrum if the spell magic fails.
100%.
Right.
Because if Team 2 goes down, we're in trouble.
You have the task of explaining all of this again when everyone's gathered. And with that, Riss will say, all right, I have an errand to run. I will hopefully
luck.
see you all before 13. Just kidding. I'll see you all.
I will summon you here. I'll create the magic. I don't care.
Where is my stick?
Alright, I believe we have a balloon.
So,
Einar is going to do his best to give Makoto the coordinates for his village. I guess if he gave her exact coordinates, would she be able to...
it's not any easier necessarily.
Okay.
It's all I had knowledge.
He'd be able to describe it.
Yeah, a description is a valid. It's difficult. A description has a high rate of failure, but it's possible.
Where are we right now? We're on the ship, right?
Yeah,
Where's the ship?
I thought it was off the coast of.
somewhere up, like Demira,
Okay.
the other continent.
Okay.
Yeah, he's far
long,
away.
How long is it going to take to get to
Sailing?
Einor's village?
Sailing, we wouldn't be
Sailing's
able
going
to
to
make
be months.
Yeah,
So is there a faster way to get there?
teleportation.
I don't want to waste the spell slot. There's a lot of us to get there.
You have
it. We have days.
13 days.
We're going to... Einar doesn't want to get there
that's a
day
good
of. Einar wants to get there at least a few days early. Honestly, Einar's like pretty much ready to go now.
3 to 4. Oh, really? Okay.
So Makoto is going to propose: first, we get everyone we can there.
That's true.
Then transport you and her to Searsport.
Agreed.
That makes sense.
So actually, let's go now and set up shop.
All right. So it's
I want to see if there's anything I can do to kind of help.
once you get there, then she can take an associated object with her, which gives it a guaranteed chance. So the only risk is the first time.
When would Einar have acquired his book? The book that records his dreams.
I think that will be after the village.
Okay. So he wouldn't have anything with him.
No, because everything else will be disintegrated.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
So, Ray. Actually, no. It's your village. You should roll it. D100.
What do I have to get with just the description?
You don't know.
Trey, in that case, I might start.
Can I draw? Can I draw on a map where it is
Hero.
to?
My Hero Academia. The students.
Can I draw on a map where it is to give her extra? Okay.
Still a description.
Is there another city? Is there a city close enough to it? All right.
Even then, that would also be a description.
40.
Uh-oh.
That's gonna be a.
Force
Gotta roll again.
Yep. Force damage. I like that. Instead of tank missile.
All right.
Up, rip.
Six.
Wrist. Oh, he picked up the D10.
Yep, it's 3d10. That's 19 damage to each of you.
Okay.
All of us?
Yep.
All of us. All of it.
Specifically,
All of it.
the four of you.
Yeah.
Because she's not taking the whole crew
Yes.
right in this second. Alright,
Understandable.
roll again.
All right.
There we go.
57.
Wait.
I think it's probably gonna have to
I
be
thought that
higher
was
than that.
75. Shit.
57?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's going in the right direction.
For no.
Uh-oh.
What's the primary description of the village that you give? Is it the statue?
Probably the statue, the architecture, the fact that it's currently abandoned.
You all blink into existence. You're not in your village. You recognize this place.
Where are we?
Don't tell me we're at the other statue.
Oh my gosh. Son of a bitch! Ricardo, get out of here!
Roll it!
29. Roll again, I guess.
I would hold. I would like
We'll take
to
18.
inspiration
damage.
for the 2. So for the 20 on that. So keep the 9.
Okay.
But inspire one of my spots to re-roll
Okay.
that.
69. Nice.
Nice.
69. Okay. Okay. Interesting.
I don't like this system.
Alright, give me a second. I need to do some math.
Oh, great.
Because the result you just got is dependent on how far you tried to travel.
Dear Lord.
Oh my gosh.
We're trying to travel
Thankfully,
across
we're
a
at that-
continent.
We're back in freaking mire.
We're
now.
going from the top
You're actually closer than the ship would have been.
Okay.
to
Yeah.
the bottom half.
Alright.
Probably like the
So, give or
probably right about the
take-
third line.
At least
I
not
remember
across the world,
correctly.
just across the continent.
That's roughly 3,000 miles.
Oh my.
So, off target, you and your group appear in a random distance away from the destination in a random direction. Distance off target is 1d10 times 1d10% of the distance that was to be traveled.
Please get 1%. Please get 1%.
For example, if you tried to travel 120 miles, landed off target, and rolled a 5 on a 3 on the 2d10s, then you would be off target by 15%. So,
So if it's high, we barely move.
well, it's in a random
Go
direction.
farther away.
You
from
could end
it.
up all the way. Literally the last sentence. If you were teleporting to a coastal city and wound up 18 miles out to sea, you could be in trouble. That's literally in the spell description.
Oh no.
Okay, 3 and 5. That's 15%.
You said that was a percent of the distance we're supposed to travel?
Is that
So
900
450
feet?
miles
Oh my god!
off target. However, all things considered,
It's not terrible.
450 miles, unless you get very, very unlucky, you are landlocked.
Yeah, Einar's
four-
village is
450
pretty
miles.
much in the...
Smack dab in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
So in terms of...
Well, what's very, very unlucky, Trey?
The one sliver in that
Roll me a
circumference.
D100.
No.
Did you get a 1?
No.
Then you're fine.
Okay, good.
That's
Yeah.
what extremely unlucky is. Alright. GM determines the direction off target randomly by rolling a d8. 1 is north, 2 is northeast, 3 is east, and so on.
Great.
3. East. If you had rolled low, you would be in the ocean right now.
Gosh.
But you are on the eastern coast of Vala.
Einar sees the ocean and goes, this is kind of far.
Listen, I know.
Goto, it's
God, my
okay.
head hurts.
Take your time and focus. We'll get there.
For the record, the Voyager staff has used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the second casting was her doing it. She has 2 more attempts.
Okay. Looks like we'll be staying in Einar's village tonight.
Roll it.
Please be high. Thank you, 75.
75
Better.
Be good.
Better.
on target
Oh my god.
All right. There we go.
by 2. 73 would have been off target again. To be fair, even with off target, you still progressively get closer.
Yeah.
Because it would be a percentage of the 450 miles you were off target.
That's true.
So, all things considered, that could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah.
Because didn't we try to teleport the last time? I was like, we just kept getting
Yes,
force damage.
we messed
Yep.
up like 3 or 4 times.
More, yeah.
It bloodied wrist when he had a lot more health.
Yes.
So, you land in a desolate village. In the center is a familiar vision. A broad, tall, black obsidian statue. A statue of Cerovas.
Interesting.
It's wait.
All the statues have been. You just haven't
They've
known
all been
the name.
Cerebras. Interesting. Those
That is interesting.
those cheeky mother lovers. They knew.
Varro's the one that made him. Not Varro. Amar.
I was gonna
Okay.
say.
Amar's the one that made him.
Yeah, don't confuse me like that.
Sorry, yeah, that's on me.
Scared me.
That does make me wonder if Einar's village still knew who Cerebus was.
From what you understand, they did not. The way that your village's ritual worked was actually based on not knowing. Your ritual was based on quite literally faith, which is why the uninitiated was the center of that ritual to re-up to restore power to the seal. The youngest, but uninitiated, would be called to, as an act of faith towards their elders and their family, to place their hand on the statue and trust that whatever happened was going to be okay. And Einar pulled his hand away.
Einar did not have faith. Einar was an atheist.
And that disrupted it.
Yep.
Yeah. And so
Ray just kind of looks around.
you see crumbling structures made of combinations. Some, lower levels made of, mud bricks and
Stucco.
clay. Some made of carved sandstone, the nicer buildings. everything that might have once been a structure or a shelter is pretty much gone. Decades of...
It's like a worn down sandcastle.
Honestly, yeah. That's fairly accurate. Roll me a d20. I'll say, yeah, you can do it now.
19.
There is a structure, however. The temple, which is at the center of the village, which has... maybe it's because it's a temple to Amar. Maybe it's because, as a result, the desert does not degrade it quite as quickly, but it is still fully functioning and has not collapsed in on itself or anything of the like.
You sure it's alright to walk into the temple of the guy you turned your back on?
I don't think Amar has any power here anymore.
And Einar's gonna walk in.
So go on.
You notice
You heard the man.
any decorative filigree, any statues or anything, all gone.
Oh, yeah.
Long since been looted by bandits or passersby or even just normal people that came through and was just like, well, this is obviously abandoned.
Mine now.
You ain't getting any better.
Yeah.
Ain't getting any more abandoner.
But you definitely have a place to set up your base of operations.
Einar's gonna look around to see if there are any artifacts or anything still
Make a
around.
perception check.
Can I help?
Sure.
Yay!
Like, it doesn't have to be anything big. Like, it could be literally just like the smallest trinket. Nah.
You
Perception?
You get help. Roll
Okay,
again.
cool.
Yay!
Thanks, that's better. 18.
It reminds you of a corpse left out in the desert, picked clean by vultures. The bare white limestone and marble.
Einar's gonna go to his home.
Ooh.
Okay, roll me a d20.
I'm sure it's probably like...
I know where you go.
Natural
That's
20.
a natural 20. I know where you're going.
So go.
Einar's not gonna respond.
Yeah, listen, I'll give you one guess.
Oh. Don't be too long.
You find your home. It's not too much further. One of the walls had completely collapsed in. And there are boards put up.
Einar's just gonna straight up teleport through the boards.
Well, no, not in front of the door. In to replace the wall that
Oh,
collapsed.
interesting.
That's a 21 on stuff.
How old do these boards look?
Make a
Is there somebody living here?
nature or history check, your choice.
Nature or what?
History.
Got nothing for both of them, so. 13.
13. Decently old. Looked like they could have been maybe like pulled off a wagon or something like that.
Interesting. He's gonna look around there for anything that may have remained of
Make a perception
what
check.
used to be his belongings, his family's belongings. That's a 19.
19. Okay. You go to open the door, and the door is locked.
Teleport through.
I believe that has to be to somewhere you can see.
Sure, there are windows or stuff like that in his
That's fair.
hut.
Do you
Well,
want to look
you-
through the windows first?
Yeah, you look through the windows, and nights in the desert get very cold. You see what remains of a fire in the fireplace of your old home. couldn't be more than a day or two old.
Interesting. Like I said, he's gonna teleport through. So he's inside the building now.
Who are you?
What does Einar see?
You see before you, draped in cloth and coverings up, kind of a bushy white beard, human. Headdress on, kind of baggy robes. Clearly had probably like a beer gut at something of the equivalent at one point, but due to lack of excess food, has significantly slimmed down.
Poor fella.
What are you doing here?
Live here.
For how long?
A few years? Didn't seem like anyone was using the place. What are you doing? How did you get...
Einar's gonna just like ignore him and walk to his room.
You look around, most of what you remember has been moved, or it's like shelves have been taken down. Your bed is on the other side of the room. It appears that he's been using it as his bedroom.
How big is the structure?
Probably no more than like 1,000 square feet.
Yeah.
So about the size of my apartment.
Okay.
Yeah, give or take. But all one floor,
Yeah.
as opposed to any kind of elevation. Yeah. Please leave.
Einar's going to walk back toward him.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that. As a matter of fact, you'll probably want to leave within 2 weeks. Unless you want to watch us battle a madman outside.
And he's gonna kind of look through the window.
Why would that... Why here? This doesn't matter. Why here?
What's your name?
He's gonna turn to the man, pull out a ration, hand it to him.
Make a persuasion check.
I won't use guidance for that.
Chris would have snuck behind
12.
Ray and then gone, how often do you do this?
Adam.
When I'm concerned. So often.
I used to
Very
live
kind of
here.
methodically, just breaking off pieces. The ration, just...
This used to be my home. A long time ago. See that statue out front?
Make an insight check.
That's a 12.
Okay,
Einar's a little distracted.
go on.
There is a dragon that is going to use the power from that statue to open a portal to another realm to kill a titan that is going to bring...
He's going for Varro.
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O.
There are a few who know that name. How do you know of him?
It's why I'm here.
Who do you serve?
That's a non-natural 20 to be able to hear this conversation.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
it's complicated.
Even more now. Varro doesn't exist.
The statue stands.
Statue of another man.
That is Varro. I've seen him. I am here to tend to it.
Well, I thank you for tending to what is left of my old life. Varro has been split. The Titan, half, is what Mavris, the dragon, intends to kill. I would ask you if you wanted to help prevent that, but I don't know if you're exactly the fighting type.
I don't think I could have fought you, let alone a dragon.
That's fair.
I'm a groundskeeper.
Are there any other who live here at the moment, or is it just you?
Occasionally, some pass through.
But none live here.
No.
The group I will be working with will be staying in the temple. We'll leave you to your business, but when the time comes, I would suggest you find a safe place.
I will pray for you. For your success.
Einar leans in.
Who is Varro to you?
Responsibility.
When you picture him in your mind, what do you see?
Black armor. Spear in hand sometimes. Sometimes a crook.
His face.
Obscured. Always.
Can I make an insight check?
Go for it.
Natural 20.
Wow, amazing.
He's too scared to be lying.
Okay. Good to know.
A man not just a man, a Goliath in
Full black.
armor appeared in his living room. The last time he saw a person was probably months ago. He is far too afraid to be lying.
That would make sense.
So you... Do you know the name Cerebos?
Yeah, sorry. I keep adding an O instead of an A.
You flip them. You say Cerebos instead of Cerebas. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
I don't know. That name always gives me issues. I blame the Dragon Prince. There's a similar name in there.
Very true.
Ah, that would make sense.
Yep.
Why you would get it wrong.
No.
That statue? That is him.
So it is another name for Varro.
Not quite. Varro was him merged with the Titan. Now he is himself once more.
In is who I will pray to.
I think he would be glad to hear someone pray to him once more. It has been a long time since he has been known to the world.
Cerebros.
The Shadow King. King of the old world. And
he pulls out the pendant.
mine as well.
I thought you were here to kill me.
Well, I don't normally take kindly to home intruders, but considering I haven't used this home in quite some time, I think it belongs more to you than it does to me now.
Squatters' rights.
Tend to it well. And if I may ask, was there anything here when you found this place? Trinkets or anything of the sort?
Certainly, I admittedly have traded many for food and water from...
Do you still have any?
Is there anything specific you're looking for?
Anything will do.
What is your goal?
I want to give something to Makoto to
Oh,
use
yeah.
as a, like, literally a doll, a
Yeah,
small
yeah.
carving, anything.
Yeah, he, there's a small, there's a small kind of like stone, maybe about this big, and carved on it is a simplistic replica of the ritual circle that the entire village performed.
I was gonna kind of like, basically just stare at it for a while.
Most people don't quite know what it is, so it hasn't really taken anyone's eye.
This is a ritual circle. An initiation of a coming of age. We would lay a hand on the statue.
So you were a caretaker before?
No, my father was. I never had the chance. I was the first to fail. And I am why there is no one here. This will mean nothing to anyone outside of myself.
And I was gonna reach into his pocket, hand him 5 gold.
Thank you. Thank you.
Use that to make sure you don't starve. And, I might try farming. There are some ways to farm out the desert. You just gotta know how.
You do notice that there is a small little garden plot in like inside one of the rooms. It's got like access to sunlight.
And I was gonna look at it and go,
You need to expand.
I was gonna reach into his pocket, pull out 5 more.
Buy some seeds.
Perhaps when this is all done, I won't be alone here.
Perhaps.
I will be praying. I believe that is the best thing I can do to help.
Thank you.
and I was going to unlock the door.
I
and
grab
walk out.
him and I dimension
What's
door
the-
back to the back to the temple.
What are the components of Dimension Door?
Focus. I can do it because I can. It's
Yeah, I
mine.
know, but what are the components?
What are the components?
Verbal.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Let's see. What are the components? This is gonna be a problem.
Riss, who was just going to use a bonus action to hide, is like, what the heck is going on?
So, dimension door components. Verbal.
What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 15.
Oh, I rolled a 21 on stealth.
Yeah, that's not for the quick to teleport. Before this point, he did not know that you were there. He now knows that you were there.
Dang it!
I was
He
gonna
doesn't
like
see us.
I was gonna walk out of the door, and as soon as the door opens, hears him muttering words, and then and there's just like a little dust that's moving.
Yep.
It's like, Riss or Ray? Both.
First off, Risk would not have used any spellcasting at all at this point. Second off, he's going to be highly offended you thought it was him.
Even though it was him.
He was following Ray.
Well, also, there would very clearly be two boot prints.
Not to mention,
in
there's
the
probably boot
sand.
prints in the sand trailing off. Let's see if Einar.
So
let's see if Einar can figure it out.
There's one pair of boot prints that
Yeah.
go up, stop, go around in a panic, and then disappear off that direction.
I will say.
And then there's another pair that go off around the corner.
Oh no, you grabbed him.
I was right. I did grab him.
So
There's one set of footprints that's very like covered up. You couldn't tell it's there unless you're looking for it. One that's just through the sand.
I would say 29 in
man.
stealth. Risk just stepped where Ray had stepped.
Perfect. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Like it's.
But you two were sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
What did you get?
Sad people
29.
travel single file to hide their numbers. These tracks are 2 by 2.
That's right.
But yes. If you want to, Makoto can take you to Searsport tonight. She has one more spell slot.
They'll get back and be like, yeah, sure. As long as we can get back. Well, I guess we would just
Yeah, spend the night.
Yeah, okay. Let's go. Uncle, niece.
Wait.
Niece.
She
Okay.
would take the object.
Could be sister, brother, if we're close enough in age. It's up to you.
That's true. She's definitely Einar's niece.
That I'm
She's
okay with.
Riss's niece.
Yeah.
Age is irrelevant to the dynamic.
That's
Yes.
true.
I'm the fun uncle.
Yeah.
The Funkle.
The fun uncle.
Uncle Riss.
You're the grunkle.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
uncle.
I'll take it.
No, the grumpy uncle.
Yeah.
Or the uncle, Goliath uncle, any of them work.
Goliath uncle is Gunkle.
Gonk.
You're
True.
a Gunkle
Gonk.
droid.
Gonk.
You're a Gunkle droid. I'm gonna make that class now. It's great.
To class.
Sorry, race.
Race.
It's just a flavored Warforged.
It's a Gunkle
Amazing.
droid. Oh gosh, a Warforged droid.
All right. You arrive without issue at the Alabaster Keep. Riss.
We'll whip around. Oh! I did not expect you to be expecting us. But, Arcanist,
Considering that you contacted me not but a few days ago,
yes, I
I'm
forgot.
surprised it took this long.
I forgot Ano did that, first off. Second off, I have a question for you. As someone else who is lieutenant to Arya, I'm here to, what do you say? Not tempt your fate, but definitely twist it in my direction. What's up?
I'm just trying to ignore him. He's being a butt. He's making a pouty face at me.
Take your 4. You earned that earlier and you didn't get
True.
it.
My sad face gets a 4. Just hurt me some more.
No, it's not about the sad face. It's about the intentionally distracting someone else when another scene is happening.
I'm good at that.
Yeah, I noticed.
As you are aware, we have quite a large fight coming, and while I do not regret it, gave up quite a lot to obtain the freedom to choose my own fate. And now I'd like to double down on Arya, so to speak.
I see. And how much time do you have until this fight?
Riz looks at Makoto.
A little under 2 weeks. Not exactly a lot.
No. Even if she can't do anything, still would want to make my position clear.
It's good to know. What are you trying to get?
A little fuzzy.
His health back.
I'm gonna look at the
Sanity.
Arcanist's
Grasping
character
air.
and see if there's something that he can do.
A boon. That was in character.
See him.
I'll tell you what. Of all the things I expected to find in my village, a squatter was the last thing I expected.
The crusty old Varro worshipper.
Yeah.
Hey, he's technically your elder. Respect him.
I'm a prince. I'm like his prince.
Yes, but he could still be.
He also doesn't know that.
That's a good
No,
point.
he doesn't. I didn't tell him that. That's okay. He doesn't need to know.
I would prefer you don't go announcing, I'm the Prince of the Dark Lord.
Shadow Lord,
Shadow.
please.
I was
What's the difference?
Also Shadow King.
So. Bow to me, peasants. Miraval instantly hits a knee.
Mm-hmm.
And then she bows. Whack.
No,
No.
impossible.
We do try.
I need you to make a persuasion check.
That's a double thumbs up.
No. Consider that.
Is that a nat 20?
Now,
God.
and that was without using inspiration.
I know.
That's
I was ready to
amazing.
give you mine too.
I have 2 more still.
I love that.
All right.
Let's go!
I was
Do it, Trey!
I was willing to do it on like a prayer to Arya, like a Geth moment, but I'm glad I rolled a nat 20 early.
I know, right?
Well, all right. Where's the?
So what did you have planned that
right.
you now have to completely
Now
forgo?
give me the best version of it. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Trey's so peeved at you.
Do you truly mean this? To dedicate yourself?
As much as I can. I just came out of over 25 years of bondage. I'm choosing this one because of how she has treated me so far.
Then let us go to her temple. That would be the most appropriate place for this.
Of course. Rest will turn to Makona and go,
You make your way to the monument of Arya.
That you can give.
Standing in the base of her statue,
It's the outsider's pog. Sorry.
he places a hand on your chest, and you see the constellation glowing brightly. I wish.
Rest, while Rest understands the power of those words, he also gets extraordinarily nervous knowing your backstory.
As you should.
That you, Arya, Queen of Night, would grant your favor and your power to the man, the muse, before me. How many levels down are you?
He's 5 down.
You can take 5 levels.
Oh my gosh!
You can also immediately advance to the highest stage of your
Arya.
Your piety?
Lieutenant.
Let's go!
Alright. I love that, but now I'm also annoyed that I am the person with the lowest piety now.
You're the princess.
Well, no, it's not. It's not piety. It is, but it's.
Oh,
is
it's the lieutenant's
with
stat.
him as a lieutenant.
Oh, ooh, I like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, you. I've just added the radiant cloak to your inventory.
What does that do?
We're about to find out.
You are the muse of concealment. You have fully realized the power of your light, bringing it to untold levels of power. Your light is radiant, and you have mastered it. You can cast Arcanist's magic aura at will. You can cast Mislead 3 times per day, and you can cast Sequester once per day. Sequester is the spell that the previous user used to hide y'all, and because of her power level, that knocked her out to do so. You are the level above that.
So there's our contingency plan for my turn.
Wow.
Sequester has interesting
Effects.
effects. By means of the spell, a willing creature or an object can be hidden away, safe from detection for the duration. When you cast the spell and touch the target, it becomes invisible and can't be targeted by divination spells or perceived through scrying sensors created by divination spells. If the target is a creature, it falls into a state of suspended animation. Time ceases to flow for it, and it doesn't grow older. You can set a condition for the spell to end early. The condition can be anything you choose, but it must occur or be visible within 1 mile of the target. Examples include after 1,000 years, or when the Tarrasque awakens. Spell also ends if the target takes any damage.
Okay.
So it is not a complete get out of jail. The thing is, she made you guys invisible in a open courtyard when you were being chased by vampires in the middle of the day.
Ah, yes.
So, for all intents and purposes, you guys vanished. Or I'll tell you, it wasn't in the middle of the day. The condition she set was that once the sun had risen, you would be freed. But yeah.
All right.
What are you taking levels in?
Fighter. I think.
Champion fighter.
Oh, man, let's go! You are going to eviscerate this thing.
This is going to the Arcanist.
And the Arcanist now collapses.
He will catch the Arcanist.
His strength is now 3. And will be for 4 days.
Yeah, there's a reason why he couldn't help us. Makes sense.
There was a 33% chance that he would never be able to cast Wish again. He passed, so he will, if he needs to.
Riss will help the Arcanist up and go, I thank you.
And I believe it is time to return to my home.
My first act as Arya's champion, for lack of a better word, I'll help another muse to his bed.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
And as you do so, and settle down, as you and Makoto take a rest in the Alabaster Keep, the next few days are spent teleporting back, now that she has the
stone.
the stone from your village. It is a simple matter to, over the next few days, gather everyone that you need. And that will be where we end tonight's session, on the eve of the final day. Mavris' attunement will be complete, and it will be time to face him. Thank you very much for joining us for another episode, and we will see you next time. Good night.
That was a good episode.
Wow.